Anita, this conversation is a long time coming. I think I called you, it was probably 6 or 7 years ago. I wanted to cure my, okay, you got to correct my language here, my eye deficiency or my correction, my lenses. I wanted to get 20/20 vision without having any surgery.
Your
So
eyesight.
yeah, my eyesight, not
Your
my eyes.
vision.
My vision. I wanted 20/20 vision. So thanks for correcting me there. And please tell the audience, what do you do and why do you do it?
It's so interesting with vision and eyesight because that is one of our five senses, and it's much more. And the eyes, they have different kinds of tasks. We use our visual system to see with, but it's also the organs for our biological clock. When we have been traveling with the jet lag and everything like that, because it's the gateway for the hormonal system, the night hormone, melatonin. Well, I work as a life coach, and I have my online course, my online program, which is in Swedish. I work with other methods also, and I work in English, Spanish, and Swedish. But my online course, which is called Vision Optimization, synoptimering, is available in Swedish only for the moment being. I have colleagues, however, so if you're English speaking, looking for this kind of service to enable, to open up your mind and your visual system, you can find colleagues of mine who could help, or you can get in touch with me. But I also do other kinds of sessions in 3 languages. So what I do, I'm just a humble tool, facilitator for people who would like to get in touch with themselves and to improve vision. And we do that through many different, you could say, different kinds of exercises. First of everything, we work with the mind. And mind, as I define it, consists of 2 parts. It's the conscious mind, the brain, the head, and the subconscious mind, which is the rest of the body, you could say, the heart. And so these 2 parts, the male part, the head, and the female part, the subconscious mind, the rest of the body. It's so interesting how we can connect with ourselves and how we can unify that. So many times we are so brainwashed, so we wear glasses, we don't even know it's possible to do anything natural. This is my fake glasses. I don't have any. But this is how we are brought up. We go to opticians, ophthalmologists, eye doctors, and they tell us that there are only a few options. You need to get surgery, or you use contact lenses or glasses, or you can get injections, you can get eye drops, and many different kinds of help. That is really not what our body is looking for. So I am only interested in one thing, and that is natural healing. So I am a specialist in natural healing. I work with the full body because vision is not only the eyes. Actually, I was taught by 2 eye doctors, but that the eyes do not see, they can't see. The eyes are organs to get the light in, and we actually see with the brain. So we use big parts of the head. We use the visual cortex, which is in the back of the brain. And we also have 5 important glands that are instrumental when we use our visual systems. Visual system, yes. So I see myself, when people ask, who are you? I am an adventurer in life. And I'm an adventurer within this passion of mine that is natural healing. So I have studied many different kinds of therapy methods. And what I offer, synoptimering in Swedish, visual optimization, that is an online course. So it consists of an online platform with videos and information to download. I also work with individual sessions, which is once a month, where we have a look at each individual's specific needs. And we develop a plan training program with exercises. Looks like that. Each month a new program. And twice a week we have group sessions. They are amazing. And I must say I'm impressed that people show up. So many people come to our group sessions. So we can speak about anything that would help to improve our vision. And there are many, 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 many different things we could do. So first of everything, the mind to know it's possible. Then we need to work with circulation, because many people think that, okay, Anita, now we're going to go and exercise. You know, we do push-ups and pull-ups with the eyes, with the eye muscle. But first of everything, we need to get these muscles trainable, because they are not even trainable. If you have used contact lenses or glasses for many years, they are stuck. These muscles are stuck. And you can't really stretch them out because they have been shortened and they are kind of paralyzed or stuck. So we need to work with the circulation. We enhance the blood circulation, the lymph circulations, the aqueous humor, which is the liquid within the eye, and the tears. We have a tear glands up here. So there are many different, and we also have more glands and more different liquids that clean and cleanse, and they make the blood come into where it should go and supports the eye with nutrition. So first of everything, the mental, circulation, then we need to stretch the eye muscles out. How many eye muscles do we have?
I think you said 7 or 9?
9 in each eye. So there are
9 in each eye. Wow.
18 muscles. I'm going to show you a little picture.
Yeah, let's get the picture.
I don't know if I can...
yeah, so if you're hearing this, you should jump over to Spotify video or YouTube and watch this image. So could you hold this image up here? Or, yeah. And better is that if you send it, I can like cut it into the screen here. Yeah.
This is just to show the extrinsic muscles, because we have 4 muscles around the eye globe. There are recti muscles, and then we have the oblique muscles, 2 of them. And then we have 2 muscles within the eye that are our natural sunglasses. These are the ones that regulate the activity of the pupil. And then we have that muscle that is the only muscle that people speak about within ophthalmology and the opticians. That is the ciliary muscle. So we have 9 muscles to work with inside and around each eye, which offers amazing possibilities of healing. So we do muscle training also. And sometimes we also need to coordinate, because one eye may look in one spot and the other eye may look at another letter on the same line or another line, and that is when people get dyslexia or they have difficulties to reading. So we also have one example of training where we help our eyes to look at the same place, and that is done with a string. You know, just a string. Is that high tech? It's actually low tech, but it's such an elegant and simple way to coordinate the eyes. So now it would take me quite a bit to explain how to use this. But this is a very simple tool that everybody could have in their home to help kids or grown-ups to get rid of.
But now you said A, you need to say B.
Yeah.
With the string. So just show us some. What can we do with the string? If the listener's going to bring something with them from this podcast, we should give them a technique of the string technique.
It's not a problem at all. You know, we can teach a lot of things here. But you
Awesome.
know, this is just one string. You can see it's just one string. It's like magic. But when you have a look at this, you put it like on your nose stick like that, and then you can stretch it out. It will actually become 2 strings. And it's difficult to understand this until you have tried it. But that is because we have 2. Wow!
This is my headphones, so we'll use the headphones.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's
we have
two.
two eyes, and they are not located in the same position. They are different locations. So we get the
Yeah.
illusion of having depth thanks for having two eyes, and they are located in different situations, in different positions. So what we can do, when we have a look at this string, I have a little bead here. You can have a clip, paper clip, or you can have something from the toolbox. So you can actually tie this string on some kind of furniture, or you can do something else. But actually, when you have a look at this bead, the idea is that you should see a V upside down. So sometimes people don't coordinate their vision, so instead they see an X in front of the bead when they
All
look at
right.
the bead. Okay, and then we can use this bead and calibrate your coordination, so the convergence between the two eyes, which is very, very helpful. And one example, a mom came with her 11-year-old son, and that was at that time when I worked, people could come to my clinic when I lived in Sweden. Now I live in Spain, so I do everything online now. But they came to see me and they asked, could you check my son's vision? We have this vision board, and we did. So we concluded he was slightly myopic, närsynt. Had a little närsynthet.
Yeah, myopic. You have a hard time seeing long distance. That's what I have
Okay, and he
at the
also
moment.
had this problem with coordination. So what I did, I gave him a program for exercising. He was supposed to do exercises 1 minute in the morning and 1 minute after school every day for 3 weeks. And then he said, "Ah!" And you know, I love when people express themselves, when kids express themselves. And I said, what happened? Did you think that was a lot? Yes! 1 minute in the morning and 1 minute after school. That was too much for this kid. So, you know, we work with muscle testing, kinesiology. I don't know if you're familiar with
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've studied it
actually,
in
yeah,
Sweden.
fantastic. You know, that is how you can connect with yourself. You can connect with your subconscious mind. You can connect with the universe. And I really strongly recommend everyone to have a look at that. And that is also what we teach in my online program. So what I did, I tried again, I checked again. And then I got this recommendation for the boy to do exercises 40 seconds in the morning and 40 seconds after school every day for 3 weeks. And then I didn't hear anything for a while. After 3 weeks, the mom called again and said, well, I don't know, we have done this now. Could we come back and try the vision and check him up? Could you help us with that? Yeah, sure, I said. And after 3 weeks, he didn't have any myopia, and he did not have any problems with the coordination either. And it was a different child, you know. He was just, Mom, now we need to go. He was a YouTuber like you. So he said, Mom, we don't have time. We must go home. I'm doing my next video now. Oh, that's fantastic.
So you could diagnose something in the boy, and he had myopia, and he solved the myopia within 3 weeks.
Yeah.
With just the string technique.
You know, yeah, exactly. But it's also about relaxing the eye. That was the only exercise he did. But when you use the eyesight in a normal, relaxed way, you don't have these tensions anymore, and you don't need to have these kind of refractive errors.
All right. So if we would narrow in on myopia, what would be the issues with wearing contact lenses as I do now, or glasses?
Yeah. First of everything, what is myopia? That is what people would explain as difficulties to see on a long distance. So
is it the same as nearsightedness? Is that like the more common expression? All right, nearsightedness.
Yeah, you can say both. Yeah.
All right.
Nearsightedness, myopia. Okay. What does cause it? That people are not told. We are not told. We have been in a big lie. And actually what has been told by someone who have done really good research is that we have an elongation of the eyeball. So the eyeball is too long. And how could it be too long?
Yeah, why does it become too long?
Yeah, exactly. Then we can have a look. I don't know if I can share images here in your podcast.
Yeah, let's try that. Never tried that before. There should be a share button in the button here,
Yeah,
in the bottom. Presentation screen share.
look here. Share screen.
We're getting a proper walkthrough here, so people need to jump on YouTube or Spotify video to see what's going on here.
Okay. Now we can see my screen.
Yes.
If I do full screen like that, then I can't move my marker, so my cursor. So I do it like this instead. Okay. Yes. You can see my screen now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So sorry for having this in Swedish, but for the Swedes, we will explain everything. You can see the eyeball seen from the side in the middle. That is what we would like the eyeball to look like. That's a normal shape of the eyeball. While the one on the right side, that is shortened, and on the left side, that is the myopic picture of the eyeball, the elongation of the eyeball. And what makes it become that elongated? Yeah, we need to have a look at this picture then and see what is going on in the eye. What does the eye look like? You can have a look at this one. So you can see the recti muscles, de raka musklerna, and you can see the oblique muscles. And these are the ones that compress the eyeball so it becomes elongated. You can see that even better on this picture. You can see these, can you see what I'm...
Yeah.
So these muscles need to relax. We need them to get back to their original shape, to stretch them in a way to get them relaxed, and then we can exercise the eyes and get back to normal. So one thing that you could do, Morgan, if you would like to get back to a normal eyesight, that is to rest the eyes on a long distance. You can look at the horizon. And then you may say, Anita, I don't have a horizon. But it doesn't matter, because that is really, really amazing what you can do. You can close your eyes and then you can imagine a horizon 10 kilometers away. You can try this now. If you're looking at this podcast, you're listening, please close your eyes and you tell your body to focus on a distance of 10 kilometers. You may want to exercise a little, to do this and repeat it a couple of times in able to get there. But we can also imagine that we focus on 20 kilometers away. Can you then feel that the eye is changing, something is changing, and you can feel something big happening around the eyeball. You can feel your extrinsic muscles around the eyeball. Something is happening. And now we go one step further and tell our body to focus on 30 kilometers away. And you can feel, wow. Now you can picture your own horizon 30 kilometers away. And you can picture it for yourself. You could imagine you're on top of Himalayan mountains and looking on the other summits. Or you can You can imagine you're sitting on a balcony and looking far away to a beach with palm trees. You could create your horizon however you want it to be. Maybe you're at sea on a sailboat and you can imagine the horizon far away. And that is a point of rest, especially for myopic people. You can really, really get lots of benefits to get out of that blocked situations with the eye muscles. That's a good stretch. That's a good thing to do.
And I just want to stay in this peaceful state. It was a little bit hard in the beginning, because I was trying to figure out like 10 kilometers. Can I even see that far? That's like a crazy distance.
You don't need to worry because the body
Yeah.
knows. You have the intelligence of the body, so you just relax.
Yeah,
You think with your...
I was thinking too much.
You think, many people think that we think too much. I would say we do not think too much, but we think wrong.
Yeah, all right. We think wrong.
I don't think you think so wrong, but we think our way of thinking and feeling a lot. So when you say to your body, now I'm going to focus on this distance, the body's intelligence will take you there. So if you would like to feel an even bigger contrast between the horizon and the near, you can also open up your eyes and then you can follow your thumb and have a look at your thumb and follow that one in here with your eyes open. Or when you come here, you can close your eyes, or you can actually keep your eyes closed and you can feel when you kind of imagine that you're looking on this distance, and you will feel the extrinsic muscles a huge change. So if you try to do that for a few minutes, when you have tried that a couple of times, you will feel more in touch with your body and you will connect with your body. It's at the gym the same thing. If you're not done a specific muscle group, you don't really knew it existed. It would take some time to, some people, they don't have any, they're not in touch, they cannot connect with the brain, with the abdomen, for example. They don't know where it sits. And that would take some time to establish this connection, and then you can start exercising it. Or the triceps muscle. I remember I didn't have any connection with my triceps muscle. I came to the gym, I don't even know where they are. I don't have any contact with them. So this is what goes for many people who have used glasses or contact lenses for a long time. They are not in touch with their eye muscles. So if you have used contact lenses, that is also, you asked me about the pros and cons, right? So one disadvantage using contacts is that you block the oxygen that comes in to the eyes. To the air.
All right, okay.
And another thing is actually block sunlight also.
Yeah, because it says on the package it's like UV blocking, and then I thought like, okay, I'm sure this is not good, like anything, because it's a lot of craziness out there trying to block the sun. And now the chemtrail conspiracy theory is now an actual like news item. It's not a conspiracy anymore.
the aerosols.
Like weather engineering.
The geoengineering, yeah.
Yeah. So, but back to the eye. So, what is the issue with blocking out UV light from the eyes?
I would say that sun is very, very healing. I did a little presentation about that on a trade show 2 months ago, where I speak about sun, how healing the sun is, both for our visual systems, for our entire body, for our hormonal system, and as the biological clock, the circadian rhythm with the day and night. So it is a very, very good recommendation for people, wherever you live in the world, that you go for a morning walk in the morning, so that you actually get in the very good frequency of sunlight in the morning, that it has more infrared. and it has more UV light when it comes to the middle of the day and the end of the day. So when you go out for a walk early in the morning, that is recommendable, but also if you do it a couple of time during the day, that will heal your hormonal system, your eyesight. It will be good for the entire organism. And you know, when we have disturbances after a trip, when we are jet lagged, that is when our biological clock is disrupted. So this really helps. So when people say, oh, sun is so dangerous, please don't be into the sun at midday. But that is when the best sunlight actually is. We need to be careful. And if we have not been into the sun, we need to do that gradually so we don't shock our system. But try to get out to the sun. If you have used sunglasses for a long time, you can't just throw away your sunglasses. You need to do it gradually. So one thing to get used to the sun and benefit from the sun is that you can sit in the sun and you can do palming, ögonvila, eye resting, palming. Palm means the hand of the palm of the hand. That is why you call it palming. Very, very healing. And you can sit in the sun like this and close your eyes and get used to it. And you can benefit from this. So if we would like to benefit from the sun, we should be in direct sunlight, without windows, without sunglasses, without hat, without
sunscreen maybe.
Without sunscreen and without a cap. But if that
without the cap also.
Without, sometimes it is so difficult. So maybe
she got the merch going on here.
So I usually try not to use sunglasses. I do have one pair of sunglasses that I got second hand 9 years ago, but I just use them when I take care of my pool in the middle of the day, when I must do that. Otherwise, I try to avoid that. But if you feel you need sunglasses, try to use them a little bit less, but feel your body. But anytime you need to feel your body, because we are so different. Some people with the skin from Ireland or the UK get really burnt in the sun. So if you have that skin type, be careful. And there are also some blockers that are natural. For example, carrot seed oil or physical sun blockers that do not disturb the liver and the kidney. But you're right, many sun blockers, they're so full of chemicals that are poisonous for the body. They're toxic to the body. But there are many kinds of oils that you could use also to protect yourself. Olive oil, coconut oil. There are many, many oils. You can Google and you can put SPF natural sun screen. And you can find different kinds of oil. So when I moved from Sweden to Spain, I had another skin type. And now when I've been living here for 7 years, my body has changed. So I can resist, I can sustain in the sun much, much, much better.
This is so interesting because I heard a correlation between having sunglasses and then having the body not being able to adjust to the sunlight. Like, so what is the story behind the sun coming into your eyes and your brain starting to produce the right hormones for us being able to take care of the whole process that comes to just getting sun exposure? Can you speak around that?
Yeah. You know, we have all heard a little bit about the anatomy of the eye, that we have a lens, we have the retina, näthinnan, when we have the cones and the rods, tappar och stavar. The cones and rods, those are the photoreceptors in the eye. And you can hear from that name, photoreceptors. They receive the photons from the sun, from the light. So they have a very important, two tasks. They actually interpret what we see together with the brain. And they also regulate the hormonal system. So we have the epiphysis, the pineal gland, and the hypophysis. And these two small glands regulate so many things when it comes to the hormonal system. They are the masters of the glands in the system of the body, the endocrine system. So it affects the entire body. So it does not, when the sunshine comes on our skin, we think that just affects our skin, but it actually affects our bone and the bone marrow, even those depths, because we have communications paths in the body. So one system speaks to the next, different kinds of cell designs, different kinds of cells speak to each other. So through the hormonal system, that is a messenger system with long distances within the blood, speaks to the entire, we are like a whole holistic systems, you know. So that is why you can practically heal anything in the body with sunlight. Any gland, any organ, anything, you can heal that with sunlight. It has so big impact. We have heard too much about the dangers of the sun, how dangerous it is being in the sun, but very few people speak about it is absolutely instrumental, and sunshine, the sun itself, is the base for the condition for all biological life on the planet.
And I saw a really interesting Instagram reel like just 1 week ago that I don't know if it was in the 50s or in the 60s, that on the rooftops of hospital, they had sunbeds for people to go get out in the sun to heal.
Yes. So
Is this true?
Yeah. You can Google it. The Nobel Prize, Nils Finsen, is one person who really brought this into science. And what you said before, that if you get sun exposure on your skin without having your sunglasses on, then you don't burn your skin, because the information gets into your eyes, to your rods and cones, and it's the same kind of information that you get on your skin. While if you have sunglasses, I don't have any sunglasses here, but they look like sunglasses. If you have like sunglasses on, then you're cheating your system. You get one information through the eyes that no sun is there actually when you bring your sunglasses on, and then you get to the exposure here. So you get two different signals to the body, and the body gets confused. Yeah. Also, another disadvantage wearing sunglasses is that the pupils of the eye. I have another picture I would like to share with you.
Yeah, please share.
Let's see here. Find it. Yeah, these is our intrinsic sunglasses. We actually do have sunglasses within our visual system already, so we don't need any plastic sunglasses. It says our natural sunglasses. So the picture to the left here, we have two different muscles in the pupil. One which is a sphincter, that is a round muscle. The sphincter, when that contracts, the other muscle around it is relaxed, and we get a small opening. And they work in the opposite way also, and that is when the dilator muscle contracts, this one, then this sphincter muscle relaxes and we get a big opening in the pupil. These are our natural sunglasses. So when we put our plastic, artificial, so-called sunglasses on, what happens is that we also betray the system in the way we cheat our pupils, so they kind of open up when they should be closed, and then the eyes cannot protect themselves properly. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So that was another issue with wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, there
So
are many things to speak about when about the sun and the sunglasses and the sunscreens and everything. And what I would recommend everyone to do is to work on that communication within ourselves, so we can be more in touch with ourselves, so we know what our body says. So we know that, okay, I should not be in the sun anymore. I should be in the shade for the rest of the day. Or maybe I should put on a hat. Or maybe I need to put some sunscreen on. Because if we have lived for many, many years with sunscreen and then we hear, oh, it's dangerous, and we stop doing it. We need to gently do these changes so we don't shock our body with just throwing away the glasses or throwing away the hat or getting taking the clothes off. Because if we have been on the beach with the bathing suit on and we would just stop doing that, it will burn the skin. So we need to do that gradually also.
yeah, and gradually is like exactly the correct word for this other perspective that I'm thinking about. And I heard that from Jonas Kolting, that was also on the show, that like most of us, if we would take Sweden as an example, we just like work all the way to when we have our holidays and our vacations, which is in July or August. So we've been indoors for the most part, not getting any form of sun exposure for the whole year, for 8 months probably. And then we go out during the day and then we get like this, and then we get sunburn. So we haven't gradually gotten accustomed to sun exposure. So even if it's winter time and if I'm in Sweden, I take off my clothes and I go outside. I try to get as much sun exposure as possible during the day. So really wanted to just like share that point. So sun and the eyes, no sunglasses, and watch out for what type of sunscreen you use. But I use no sunscreen. But just a couple of weeks ago, I went to Egypt, and that was a totally different ball game. And I burned myself the first day, and then we were going out snorkeling a couple of days later. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wear a shirt, and I just need to put. It was a natural sunscreen I had. My brother had it with him, fortunately, and I just like covered my face. But I got like not like a 3rd-degree burn or anything, but it's not something that I put on every day.
Yeah, so take it very gradually and also be aware of different wavelengths of the sun, different parts of the year and also different parts of the 24 hours.
Do you know a good like iPhone calculator for this? Because I know there's a great book. I can't remember the name. I got it from Stephen Acuff, who also been on the podcast. But there should be a great app for how to calculate when's the best time for you to get sun exposure according to your skin type and stuff like that.
Can you see this screen?
Yeah, the electromagnetic spectrum.
It's so interesting because we have so many different things going on in the invisible. We can't see with our eyes. So this is a picture that shows what we cannot see with our eyes. If you can see, there is a little space between the red arrow and the blue arrow, and that is actually what we can see with our eyes. So we have a look here. That is called visible light, which is, you can see the different colors.
So it's between infrared and UV.
Exactly.
Is that what we can see?
Yes.
All right.
That is what only where we are into this interval where we can see with our eyes. But we work with our eyes, we use our eyes also in the field of infrared and ultraviolet. And it's so interesting. Here's another little picture of what we cannot see, and then you can see what is colored. That is what we can see with our eyes. And this is the visual color spectrum. So we also work with the infrared and the ultraviolet. And what I would like to say, when we should be outdoors, we should be outdoors not only one occasion, we should be outdoors couple of times every day. And to get sunlight into our eyes as soon as possible in the morning, that is fantastic, because it also we get more life energy. We get powered up in the entire body and mind for the rest of the day. If we get up, go for a short walk in the morning, for example. Then, to protect our eyes from the artificial blue light.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about it.
Yes, because you have your cool orange glasses, right? Yes.
Let's bring him.
Yeah. Okay. These glasses, I would recommend you not to use during daytime.
Yeah.
Because they are designed to be used at night, quite late at night. You can start using other blue blocking, they are called blue light blockers or blue blockers.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you start like 6, 7 o'clock.
6, 7 o'clock, is that a good time for you start using blue blockers?
Well, that depends what kind of blue blockers. So you have the yellow ones. You can start.
Yeah, these are orange.
Really late nighters.
Yeah, these are orange, and these I can't verify that these are actual blue blockers, but they are just.
Yeah.
Maybe I just got fooled.
These are like normal glasses, but some blue light blockers, they look like that.
Yeah.
But if you do not want to look that cool, you can also you can download an app for free. It's called Just Get Flux.
Yeah, I used Flux, but it isn't. I have a MacBook, and I think it's built in now, where it's called the night shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go to your settings.
Yeah.
If you have a personal computer, or if you have a Mac, you can go to settings, and you can go to your screen and you can do that setting with the night shift. But I would say that is the same light all the time. That's the same. While Just Get Flux, then you will have.
It was gradually adjusting according to the light outside.
So there are different ways of. So a few recommendations. The morning walk, really important. Try to get out in the daylight also between 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the middle of the day, because in the morning you have more infrared, then you have more ultraviolet in the sunshine. So the sunshine had different kinds of frequencies over the day. So it's like having different kinds of nutrition. This is nutrition for the eyesight, for the visual system, and for the hormonal system, for the entire body, or you can charge all your cells in the body with the sun.
I feel like that I'm a student, and I'm going to ask the teacher here something. And my question is, and I've been wondering about this, I haven't gotten an answer from anywhere, because we live in Sweden. It's a really unique climate, especially summertime and wintertime. Wintertime, we almost have no sun, especially in the northern parts where I'm at right now. And in the summer, like I think the sun goes up now at maybe 3 or 4 o'clock, maybe earlier. I have no idea. So how do I stay healthy, like when it comes to my circadian rhythm? Or can I stay up for longer because it's brighter, and then during the winter I should sleep more hours? Or how do you think about specifically like the Swedish for the Swedish climate? Because if I'm going up in the morning getting this, I'm not getting like the most blue light from nature in the morning, because it's already past. It's like in like 3 or 4 in the morning, I think.
Yeah. First of everything, thank you for your question, Morgan. I would say that I learn from every person I meet every day in my life. So I don't pretend that I know everything. So we explore this together.
Let's explore this.
Between the two of us, and we also explore this with everyone who's listening or watching, because we're learning from everyone we meet every day. Something. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've heard that sun is every country, every time zone, everywhere on the globe, or if it's around.
That's that's another episode.
I think it's a spheric world, but I don't know. There's so
Yeah.
many things we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We gotta question
how-
everything. That is one thing I love about you, that you question everything. That's my type of people.
So if we picture that we have this world, the Mother Earth, and wherever we live, everybody has the same amount of sunlight all around the world, if it's round. Okay.
All year around.
All year round, but it's distributed in a different way. So here in Spain, if we compare Sundsvall, where you live, and Spain in the summer, you have longer nights. We have shorter nights, but we have longer nights here in the other parts of during the year. So the number of hours is the same. And I think that we are designed to adapt to where we live. So I think that you're correct. That's what I think. Possibly that maybe you can stay up. You don't need to sleep so much in Sundsvall in the summer that we do. So we are designed to follow the circadian rhythm and sunshine. I think we are designed to eat what Mother Earth has to give when it comes to crops, when it comes to plants, I'm a vegetarian, but you have your elks and reindeers and so on. And you have
I'm mostly a meat eater.
Yeah, exactly. So then you have your elks and your reindeer, so you can get access to that kind of food.
Yeah.
And that is good for you. That's what I think, that we are designed to adapt to where we live.
Yeah. And I have also like this, it's interesting that you say that, like, okay, we have the deers and we have the elks here. So that's one part of it where we can eat like according to season. I'm a big fan of that, like more this microbiotic way of looking at like what you put in your body and how you design your lifestyle around the seasons. But then there's this other aspect from your genetics, where you come from, because I have both like Swedish origin and Egyptian origin.
That's
and,
right. Yeah.
and
Interesting.
I know when I eat hummus, it just like vibrates in my whole body.
Wow. That's right.
And I can see that in my daughter. She got more of that gene expression, like the darker skin and the darker hair. And my boys, they are like blonde and more like looks more Swedish. And she loves also more the like Arabic type of food, which my boys don't.
I would say that again, that everybody should feel what your body tells you.
Yeah.
I was a meat eater for many years, but I never really liked it. I felt so relieved when I started with, but that everyone could eat or do what they want. And that was also very interesting, Morgan, when we speak about how we get life energy. We get life energy through food, from nutrition. We say that nutrition, that is what we put in through our mouth, right? But I would say that nutrition comes in through the eyes.
Yeah, yeah, also, yes.
In many, many different ways. So I read in an Indian book many years ago, I came to just one page and I was just amazed, but what? Like that? And I had to watch this page over and over and over and over and over again. And it said like we have so many different sources of getting life energy. We have the sun, we have the food, we have the genetics that you mentioned, that we get kind of energy from our genes. We get we get powered up by being around other people. And of course, the breath, the breathing. You had made many episodes about the breathing.
Yeah.
And we actually live from one breath to another. So that really gives us life energy. So many people that said that they are on a fast, people go, what? You're not eating? And I'm not a very good faster. What do you say?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to learn a little bit about that because I love food. But it's so interesting to see how you can power your system in different ways. So
Yeah.
I heard from someone, this is very, people get upset when they hear about it, very interesting.
Let's upset some people here on the podcast. I'm all for it.
I work with many very savvy people when it comes to mind and body. They do lots of experimenting, and my client friends, they are life coaches, they are therapists, and they are life hackers. They are like you.
Yeah.
And we're so happy because we can do experimenting with our own mind and our own body. It's fantastic where you can, find out. So I had to ask a few questions and really pull out the words from these people. But I got the information that two of them, they are athletes. They had been out without food and drinks for 3 months.
I was going to ask you about the light diet. Tell me more about how they went without food and drinking for
I'm
3
very
months.
curious. I have done a little bit more research because I heard the person who actually told me she had herself been without food and drink for 5.5 months.
All right.
And can I say this? I'm just
of course.
She started to eat and drink a little bit shortly after that. Why?
Yeah.
Because she was pregnant.
Okay.
And then when you do checkups, when they ask you, well, how do you drink? Well, I've been out food and drink now for 5.5 months. She didn't want to tell them that, so she.
Yeah.
But she
No,
gave birth
yeah.
a very healthy child, and it's interesting how you can do that. I don't know because that was not my. I've not done it myself, so you need always to be very questioning about, is that true?
But this is so I think it's 100% true, just from the fact that over 20 years I've been hearing anecdotes and people like close friends now you are saying it, other friends of mine have met people doing it. I've heard it like here and there, but I don't think many people do it. That's why it's not so
What you
common.
actually do then is that you convert your system to a closed system.
Yeah.
So you need to take care of everything and recycle it, so to speak. But it's very interesting. I'm not very much into that myself. I have my water.
Yeah, but what I heard that they are doing is it has something to do with going out and getting like the first rays of light. And you need to like maybe look into the first lights that come up in the morning and you somehow convert that into energy in your body. Have you heard something around this?
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. I also had a look at a YouTube channel many years ago where they actually locked in an Indian guy and did that as an experiment. That was many years ago. So they had like 2 video cameras with a magnetic tape. So while one camera was going, they changed the tape. So they always had one camera filming him, and he did not eat and he did not go to the toilet, he did not drink anything, and I don't know for how long time that was, but these people, I know them, I met with these people as I told you about, that, and they I would say they were very healthy while they did it. I don't know, but afterwards they are kind of healthy people with a healthy attitude. But there are also many people I've seen that say they are Luftarianer, Aryans.
Yeah, Aryans. Yeah.
Aryans, yeah. But they do not look healthy because that is not a role model for me if they do not feel to be, they don't seem to be healthy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go after anything if somebody showed me something and it doesn't look or seem healthy.
Yeah. I have this like great sense of when I want to take information from or model a person, that I have this sense in my stomach that okay, this is a healthy person. They have great intentions. They have found something, and recently I've been experimenting with animal-based diet. And for me, and I also like heard from Eric Edmees that meat is more suited for men, but of course for female also. But it tends to be because he goes out and studies what do you call it? Indigenous people that are not like in contact with civilization, and that normally the men eat more meat than the women do. So if you ask the men, what's your favorite food? They always go liver first and then meat. And then berries and nuts and stuff like that goes on, like, are lower on the list.
I'm going to see if I have one of my favorite books here.
Let's see.
Maybe it's not here. I have another library as well. It's called The Mutant Message Down Under, which is
Mutant Message Down Under.
It's about Aboriginal people. They're on a walkabout in Australia for a few months, with a white lady coming to join them. Let's see, I have it here. No, it's not here, unfortunately. Okay. Very recommendable. Mutant Message Down Under. It's about a white medical doctor from the US, and she thinks she's going to do a speech on a big medical conference in Australia. You can look for it. I have it both as an audiobook, and I've read it. I think that's my favorite book.
What's the main message in the book?
It is for different kinds of populations to meet. So from the Western world, this white medical doctors who thinks that she knows everything about medicine. She's walking with these Aboriginals. They start like taking all her belongings and putting in the fire. So it's very, very interesting, but it's also about sustaining the heat, the sun, and to live. They don't bring anything at all, they bring a few things like
a boomerang.
Yeah, a few things like that, a few tools like that only, but they don't have big baggage when they do this walkabout. It's just amazing, and how they can find things to eat from the animal kingdom and from the plant kingdom, and they don't eat on specific hours, but they eat when they find something to eat. They can go without food for many, many days, and then they can find a big animal with a boomerang, and they can get a lot of food for some time, and so on. So it's very interesting when you spoke about that.
Yeah, cool. So eyesight-wise, if someone would want to start experimenting, or they have like some form of eye conditions, what type of eye conditions do you help people with?
Yeah, it was very interesting, because I thought also we should bring ourselves back to that topic again, because that was what we said we'll speak about. Yeah, many people think that when you get the deteriorating eyesight, it's only one way to go, and that's put on the glasses.
And everybody says, "Oh, I'm getting old." As soon as they hit 40, they're like, "Okay, now I need eyeglasses."
Yeah,
and the opticians always say that, "Okay, now you're 40 now, you need glasses."
Yeah, but also small children, when they have this, when they do a health checkup about 4 years, when they're 4 years old, many kids get glasses when they're only 4 years old. And even babies, they get glasses when they are so small. So there are different kinds of eye conditions. So the one you have, Morgan, that is the myopia that we spoke about with the elongated eyeball. That's one thing. But what you bring up now, when people get 40, 45 years old, when they wake up, when they have just turned 45, they go, "Oh, I need reading glasses." So
reading glasses.
See anything. Then they were speaking about another eye condition. That is when you need the plus lenses instead of the minus, the concave lenses as you have. Instead, you need the convex lenses, which is the other way around. And there are so many things that are not true about this. Because have you heard that our muscle deteriorates, to explain this to people, they say, oh, the muscles get weaker. Okay, yeah, in the body, do their muscles get weaker in the rest of the body? Yeah, they deteriorate if we don't do anything to it. But it's not necessarily so that we lose our muscle power completely when we turn 45 years old. That's not the case. But what they also tell us is that the lens gets thicker and it gets less flexible. But if it would be true that is the explanation, that would be completely the other way around, because if the lens is getting thicker, we would need convex glasses to compensate for that, right? But as people getting convex glasses or thicker plus glasses when they get older, that's another explanation, and that is the recti muscles that are not working as they should. And the recti muscles are the ones that we can do a little exercise again.
Let's do an exercise.
We can take our thumb.
Get on YouTube or Spotify video. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can keep your body like that, your neck and your head still, and then you can take your thumb. So it's only the eyes working now. You're lifting the thumb. Take it. Oh, you need to get your hat off. Okay, so take it very gently. So if you have the people who are listening now, do it very gently, and then you can take the thumb down, and the head remains where it is. So it's only the eyes moving around, and you can also blink your eyes so that you get the humidity. Well, you can do up and down. Blink, blink, blink. You get humidity in your eyes and you don't stir. You don't, what is that? I call that? Stirra. What's that mean?
Yeah, I think it's stare.
Stare. Yeah. You should not stare.
You should not stare. Just gaze.
The body is not designed to be stuck.
Yeah.
The body is designed to move all the time. The same thing goes for the eyes. So instead of staring.
So don't be a stiff board.
Exactly. So we can do this up and down for a while, and then we can do it from side to side. Still with, now we are working our eye muscles, so that's why. But normally you are allowed to work with your torso and your neck and your head also. There's so many things to say about this. You can also take the thumb up to the left, down to the right. And this way, what we would like to tell people now is that we're working with the extrinsic recti muscle to move them around a little bit.
So how far away from your face are you? You have a slightly bent arm.
Yeah, but that is, you do it on all the distances. So this is
all right.
So up to the right and down to the left. These are some examples of what we do. We can also do the spiral. You do a little circle like that you do wider and wider and wider. But remember, before you start working your muscles, you should work with your mind, you should work with your circulation, and you should work with stretching the muscles first. That is what we help people with, because many people come and say, Anita, I got worse eyesight now. I started to do exercises, but I have worse in my eyesight. What happens if you're a couch potato and you're signing up for a marathon?
You'll hurt yourself.
You can hurt yourself. So you need to do this gradually. Again, we're getting back to this gradual plan. You do it little by little. You need to do a commitment to yourself and to do a little bit every day. And it's also very good to have a plan so you do it in the right order. So you don't start with the wrong thing first. You need to do some warm-up, get prepared. So we work with many different things. What we were speaking about before with the string, that was the coordination of the both eyes, because sometimes one eye is looking there and the other is doing something else. So when we align the eyes, that is a big help. Sometimes we have one eye that is weaker than the other, and then people say, oh, my left eye is not good. But maybe it's not any problem at all with your left eye. It could be that the brain just shut off that signal to the brain so that it should not bother you with the diplopia, with the double vision.
Is that the same as being cross-eyed? When your eyes are staring at, or one of the eyes are not like looking at you, you're looking like a little bit like this.
Strabismus, skelning.
Strabismus.
But there are many different technical terms. It's strabismus, it could be eye coordination problems or convergent problems or astigmatism. It could be different things.
Different issues that, okay, helps you. So, but when it turns out in small children, what is often the issue there?
Strabismus.
Strabismus. And what does it come from? Does it come from trauma? Oh, can I share a story about that?
Okay.
I was doing my NLP certification program. This was like maybe almost 20 years ago. And a woman she was cross-eyed. So one of her eyes were like pointing all over the place. We did a timeline therapy session where we went back in time, healing different traumas, memories that she had, went through them. I didn't even think about that her eyes were in any shape before or after. It was her husband that also was on the course during this program. And then we had dinner that night, and he exclaimed her name. I won't say her name here on the podcast. And I was like, and she looked up at him and he said, "Your eyes." And she said, What about my eyes? They are straight now. They are not cross-eyed anymore. And that was after this exercise.
Fantastic.
So that's the only time I've heard or seen any type of transformation when it comes to having your eyes crossed.
Okay. So how are her eyes now? Have you checked it up?
No, I have her on Facebook. I could write to her and ask her. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Okay, it's very interesting, Morgan. And I would say I'm not very knowledgeable within that field, what happened before we were born, because there are many people, many therapists that are very much into previous lives and so on.
All right.
I have not worked with that, but I have seen that some people have different conditions when they are born. So they all, we have the Down syndrome, we have the different kinds of damage when we are just new to this planet. We're not in perfect health, we have different conditions. I have not worked a lot with that, but when it comes to strabismus, I had one client friend. I call them client friends because they're lovely to be around. I love my client friends. They are like friends. You were saying wavelength and everything.
I love that saying, client friend.
A boy, a guy, 23 years old, he came to me and said, Anita, I was born with strabismus and I'm 23 years old now. Do you think we can do anything to that? And, I normally don't give my opinion. I just connect to universe while through my body and ask before I say anything. And I said, yes. So, what? He was a little bit upset. He said, no, Anita, I was asking, I was born with this condition. Strabismus. I've had this for my entire life. I'm 23 years old now. And I play soccer. And my friends at the soccer, they are upset because they say, look at the wall, look at me. And I do. And they said, no, you're not. My girlfriend tells me that she doesn't really like when she said, look at me into the eyes. And I do. And she said, no, you're not looking at me. And she said, I don't want to be with you if you're not looking at me. I need your attention. So when we started, I told him.
Hope he got rid of her.
I told, I told him that yes, it is possible. This is a very ambitious guy. He got up 4:00, 4:30 in the morning to do the exercises I gave him. He exercised with this, he exercised with many other different exercises I gave him. And then I think that was 1.5 months later, he called me. That was before I had my online course.
Okay.
My online course.
Yeah.
I was, and he was really angry to me. Anita, you have deceived me. You have destroyed my life. I've invested so many hours here, and now I see worse. He was so upset, and I said, please sit down and we have a look at this together. So we figured it out through the different kinds of tests, from the distance test, the near sight test, to the coordination test, and we have the astigmatism test, like this. We're sitting like we're doing now. And then I said, wow, congratulations, because now you have a signal from both eyes. It's fantastic. What an amazing work you've done with your vision training, I said to him. And he was like, oh, what? Yeah, you have the signal from both eyes. Before you just had one eye, and then you need to do this and this and this, I said to him. And then...
So what was the issue? Now he had the signal from both eyes. So what was he experiencing as the issue
That was
now?
diplopia, that he had two different signals in. So it's like watching the TV, but two TV screens that are not coordinated. So I think it was 1 month or maybe 6 weeks later, he called me again and said, oh, Anita, you're the best that have happened to my life. I love your work. I love being with you. I should come and see you. La, 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 la. And you know what? My football team, they are happy with me now.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend, she wants to be with me.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be with her
Because now he sees her.
she didn't support me when I really needed
Yeah,
her.
good man. Good man. Have some standards, for God's sake.
Yes, it's very, very important.
Yeah, amazing. What a fantastic story.
Yeah, we have many good things to tell. And we were speaking a little bit offline before.
Off-rec.
And I would say that you're working with men, and I work with men and women, and we are all people. We are all mankind, and I would say that we have more things in common, that we have things that distinguishes us, and we, both women and men, something very important for us always within relationships or in any situation in life is that we always stay true to ourselves, and we stay in touch with ourselves, so we don't cheat on ourselves, so to speak, and part with ourselves when we see someone.
I want to, this might be my last question, because the time is just fleeting here. We're having such a great time here. And being true to oneself without lying. This is a quote from Bruce Lee, one of my greatest idols. He said it's a really hard thing to do, but that was his aim in life. He had it as a goal. How would you prescribe a method or a way forward for a person that is lying to themselves and not being honest and true to themselves? How do we get back into alignment with our authentic selves? Because I think many people never experience that for their whole lives. I see that all the time.
I would do, as I do in my online program also, and I do as a coach, that is to teach to everyone to learn what is called muscle testing. Some people work with the pendulum. Some people just feel. Some people do the sway test. These are techniques for getting in touch with ourselves, with our true self, to learn how to ask questions with our conscious mind and to get the answers through our subconscious mind, to speak between our brain and our heart. And that is how we get truth worthy with ourselves. We get true to ourselves. And that we get the pure information from source energy. That is our subconscious mind that is connected with everything. That is so important. I have included that in the online program, which is called Visual Optimization. And another question also you asked before. Actually, any eye condition you can help. So it could be eye diseases or different kinds of refractive errors like myopia. It could be lazy eye. It could be astigmatism, or what people get when they need reading glasses, which is called presbyopia, or strabismus, or you can do so many things, because these are just terminology. These are words. But what it's about is to get aligned with ourselves, align our nervous system, align our visual systems, both the eyes, the muscles, and the nerves. We have 12 bilateral cranial nerves. It can go on for many weeks, Morgan. But what we need to do, what we would like to do, is to listen to who we are, and that we can do through so-called kinesiology, all muscle testing. I call it signal connection. We connect with our own signal. We can teach that in another episode.
Amazing. I would be happy to have you back. We got so many things to talk about. And last thing, for people wanting to get in contact with you, how do they find you?
I have one website called anitadelaslomas.com. Could have been a little bit better updated, but for tweets, for the Swedish-speaking people, it is naturligsyn.se.
Yeah, I'll put both of the links in the show notes in the episode, so you can find Anita. And I just want to say that I appreciate you, Anita, and I remember you so clearly from the first moment I spoke with you. I can't remember where I got your number, but I was looking for someone that could help me gain my eyesight naturally. So it's been a long time in the making, and I'm looking forward to working with you soon in the future, hopefully. And thank you for what you're doing. And I really love your authentic expression, and that you are doing what you do. You send out ripples out there in the universe.
Thank you, Morgan, for having such an important task. What you do, fantastic. And what we hope for is that we don't really need to do a lot of eye exercise. We need to get back to the natural way of using our visual system and our eyes.
Agree.
Okay.
Agree. Thank you so much, Anita. Talk soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.